So this is my third time trying to do this, and it's actually way harder than I thought it was going to be. So we're going to try and move through it quick. We're going to talk about an up-and-coming niche. This whole series is about niches and trends that, will become bigger than they are now. In the past, I've done threads on Twitter like this, where we speak about potential niches with a low keyword difficulty, and I feel like that's very reactive, and if you really want to get ahead, you got to be ahead of the curve, right? And that means not relying on third-party data. I've also done tweets and threads and how to pick a niche, how I've picked a niche, and that's still relevant to an extent. And yeah, I'm going to do this new series all about that. So moving on, right? The drone niche. That's the one we're going to talk about right now. And you might be thinking, Craig, this niche isn't new. It's been about since 2015. The keywords are super difficult. 61, 72, 58. Like it's difficult. It's dominated by the big players like PCMag, TechRadar. And you're right, these keywords are, but they're not the keywords that I'm interested in, and not the keywords that we're going to talk about today. So what are we going to talk about? Because we don't have long, and yeah, I want to just get through as much as possible. So we're going to talk about aerial photography. We're going to talk about drone surveying and mapping. Agriculture. Sheesh, this one's a big one. It's one of my favorites. So good. Inspection services. Another one. It's huge potential in this space. So good. Delivery services. Like, honestly, wow. It's massive. Or it's going to become... Like, honestly, literally is humongous. I hope someone doesn't clip this video. Right, search and rescue operations. It's going to save so many lives when they adopt drones to the extent that I think they will. Environmental monitoring, scientific research, security and surveillance, huge. Real estate and urban planning, disaster management, so cool. And then you've got all these other subcategories too. But I'm going to get started on a sub niche that I think is, quite big now. So let's just talk about the potential in this space first. So, why is it becoming bigger? Why is this space growing? And there's a few reasons. One, the production costs for these drones are significantly cheaper now. It's reduced a lot. Two, advancements in tech, both the drones and the payloads that the drones, carry. You've then got regulations that are coming into place, making things legal and, telling people what they can and can't do, which is a good thing for sure. And then you've just got like more commercial opportunities. All these subcategories are growing. People are saying, there's some real potential here for these drones. And we're going to talk about that real quick. So, drones as a service, collaborative drones, counter-drone technologies, that's the one we're going to talk about in a second. Drone delivery, I think it'll be massive. Drones and warfare, AI, tech and drones. This one, I mentioned this for a reason, just to get you thinking. So, for example, in the Ukraine war, they're using drones, not just for reconnaissance, but also as a way of attacking the enemy. And yeah, we'll discuss that in a minute. I'm going to obviously have to try and be cautious with my words so I don't get this video flat. So let's just talk all about the potential. I want to just demonstrate a picture just now. So you have this little station, right? This is where the drone is launched from. The drone can fly so far, but then it has to turn back here because it can't transmit the data from here to here. That's as far as it can go, so however many miles. But if you had a drone that was here, that could fly, to like here, this drone can transmit data to this drone, which then can transmit it back to the station. So you have this collaborative drone tech, and that's really cool. Like if you have, for example, a huge forest, and forest fires are a big thing, and you have these drones, drones with AI enabled that can scan the forest and look for fires, anomalies. It can look for these fires kicking off, and then when it notices it, it can then ping back to the station, alert someone who can then contact the fire brigade, and they can come all the way down here way quicker than when they would have first noticed it before all this tech, put it out or stop it becoming as big as it is, and then save so much wildlife, and it can protect cities, and it can just be huge. So I just wanted to share why I think the space is very, very cool, and it really does intrigue me. So counter drone tech, big one, doesn't have much search volume, might not interest you, but then look at the price of these anti-drone tech. Like it's $4,000. That's pretty high ticket. And when you think about the amount of people that are going to have to buy this, so much money. This one's 3.7k. It's big. So who's going to buy it? Well, high net worth individuals. These people that don't want they don't want their privacy violated. You've got politicians. The reason I mentioned the Ukraine war is, what happens if someone really strongly dislikes a politician and wants to do something malicious? If they do what they're using the drones for in the Ukraine war, they could do that to a politician, and it could cause loss of life. It could be very dangerous. So all these politicians and their teams are going to have to purchase anti-drone tech, if they haven't already. I'm sure they have, and start using it wherever the person is outside in an exposed area. Hotels and resorts, for example, say there's some guy on holiday, he's packed his drone in his suitcases, he's up here, he's flying his drone out because this place is breathtaking, and he wants to get a 360 view and fly the drone at full speed to get cool motion pictures. And he's a little bit tipsy because he's had 5 whiskeys at this point, he's on holiday, and then boom, an accident happens and it hurts someone, and it could potentially really hurt someone depending on the size of the drone. And they're going to blame the hotel, and the hotel is going to be responsible for that. And if they aren't, it's still a negative experience for the hotel. And this is a 6-star hotel, so they don't want that. They don't want to have that risk. And I think hotels like this will purchase things like anti-drone tech. Prisons, for example, another huge one. Prisons are going to be buying these to prevent people flying in drugs and dropping weapons in. And there's just a whole market there. I think prisons alone, there's 1,566 prisons in the US, if this is right, and if that's the case, that's millions of pounds just on anti-drone tech. ISPs, airports, another huge one. So when you're flying these drones, it says do not fly them near airports. It's illegal. You could be, you go to jail. And most people wouldn't do it. But if someone's malicious, then this could be really dangerous. So I think these airports will purchase this anti-drone tech, and so they should. Factories, there's multiple reasons for this. I feel like I'm running out of time, and I don't want to keep going on about these sub-factories because it's pretty obvious. But look at some of the companies. Look at this company like Fabry. They are creating anti-UAV defense systems, and this new tech, which is pretty cool. Let's move on. Right, aerial photography, and this is where I think drones are going to become pretty big, especially for local ranking renters. This keyword here in the local space only got 40 search volume. It's not much, sure, but these jobs are relatively expensive. It's not dominated by big players. They have smaller authority score. You can come in, a talented SEO can absolutely outrank these people very easily, and you could sell these leads. Now, how much these leads go for? Well, the job, if it's got a cool DSLR attached, then you could charge $200 for the job alone. If I was to start all over again and I didn't have my Content Pal, SEO for Hire, or Link City, then I would probably go into a space like this and get my licenses for the drones and figure all this out and build up a real business in this space. I think there's a ton of potential here, especially in the US where it's higher ticket. And look at these keywords: aerial photography for farms, commercial aerial photography, low keyword difficulty, real potential. And the cool thing to know about this is it's not like this is per hour. you can do this significantly faster. Like these aerial jobs can be done so much faster. So it's charged per job, and you know, with the way that tech is going, it's only going to speed up and improve. So I think this is a great one. But for me, I think the coolest one is agriculture. So drones can assist in precision agriculture. There's multiple methods, depending on the drone. Some drones will still spray. Some drones will spray, like literally shoot pesticide at the seeds in the crop, and it will just pesticides by so much. Makes the food healthier, I'd imagine. You know, there's like so much potential here. So yeah, this is shaking up the agriculture space. You know, like I said, it's more precise, less wastage. You can get more data. You can identify things. You combine AI tech, then I'm sure they can identify and rectify issues much quicker than before by human eye. They can distribute seeds better. Yeah, there's so much. Now again, like 40 search volume, 40, 210, only 19 keyword difficulty. It's like not that competitive within reason. And then this is a picture of what it would look like for the farmer using the drone. Like he maps out his plot. You map out the route that you want to take your drone up and down, and you can train it. And over the past few years, there's been more and more searches for agriculture drones. Now, these drones aren't cheap. They go for like $4,000. Like, they are not cheap. Yeah, they go for like $4,000. And then just think about, like, you know, the farmers need trained. They need parts. They're going to need, like we spoke about earlier, the payload. So the things that the drones have to attach onto. And like, to kit out a big farm, you know, you could be looking up to like $50,000 after training, staffing, drones. They'll buy multiple drones that work together potentially. They need maintenance, you know, new parts. They're going to need, yeah, all sorts. So I think this is a space that's very cool. And if it makes our crops healthier and we use less pesticides and fertilizers, then, you know, this is amazing tech. Inspection services. This is another really cool one that I really like. So for example, let's just look at wind turbines. So yeah, I made some notes. So, you know, like the cost of inspecting a wind turbine could exceed $1,000 per turbine. And yeah, that's not even considering the specialized equipment, the trained staff, the risk the staff have to go through each time they do these jobs. I wonder how many of these inspectors get injured doing these jobs. And the traditional method would have, you know, required these technicians to climb the turbines. And I always remember seeing, I think it was like a viral PR campaign of the guy who has to climb this huge tower to replace a light bulb. And, you know, a similar idea here. He gets paid like £100,000 a year to only climb the tower every like 6 months and replace the light bulb. Same idea, a lot of risks. But there's loads of these turbines, and they have to be done 2 to 3 times per year. So there's 11,000 turbines in the UK. If they all need to be inspected 2 to 3 times per year, and you're charging, let's just say it's half of this, that's a lot of money. And the US, there's loads more, like 70,000 in the US alone. So yeah, I think this space alone is going to be huge. That's not even considering solar panels, power lines. You know, there's loads. Delivery services. So there's going to be a day where you'll order something on Amazon, and a drone will fly it to your back door, drop the box in your garden, and that'll be the norm. I don't think if you look back 20 years, people would have realized or believed you if you would get next day delivery, or not even the same day delivery. So I don't know how quick delivery services are going to, like, how quick are they going to adopt this? I don't know, but they are testing it. And sure, the keyword difficulty is quite high, but on a local level, are we going to see a big boom? And, you know, like, again, moving away from just trying to rank a site for affiliates, are we going to see a big need for local technicians? Are we going to see a big rise in people, wanting to rent drones? I don't know. There's so much potential here. I feel like I'm going slightly off topic because I'm in my own head, but I do this, so bear with me. But yeah, I think honestly, on a local level, we're going to see more and more of these. And I just wanted to share this because when I was doing my research and I was looking, I thought this was really interesting. And I think this will be phase one. So phase one, if you want to transport stuff from city to city, then we might see something like this, where they have these boxes and they'll transport they'll transport things, these like helipad type boxes. The guys in the control center are here, and then he gives it to the delivery or the delivery driver, and then they send it along. And I think in cities like Manchester, where we have these big towers, like rather than the delivery trucks fighting through congestion every single day, parking, using petrol, what will happen is these buildings will have one of these helipads on every roof, and you just fly the drones, land, and then there'll be a guy that transports it down, because in these buildings, it's down in the bottom floor. I think that'll be the norm. Now, that company that I just showed you, they're trying to get permits for all over the US, and they're already operating in South America. It's pretty cool. Now, where I was going when I had that little moment a minute ago, on a local level, I think you'll see so much, there'll be loads of training centers opening up, and that's where it's really high ticket. Like some of these courses are $1,700, $1,000, and there's loads of them. You get agriculture courses, you've got aerial photography courses, there's all sorts. And if we look back at just this website alone, the one I just showed you on the left there, he's got a lot of traffic, and I reckon these training businesses could be £1 million businesses, depending on the size of the area that they service. It's going to continue to grow. People are going to be searching for the laws on a city basis. Again, just showing you some of these drones. I mean, look how mad that is. That's pretty mental. This is one with a DSLR attached. Zipline deliveries. So this was another drone service that I looked at. They're saying it's 7 times the speed of traditional deliveries. It's lower cost, it'll be cheaper for people, and it's fewer emissions. 97% fewer emissions than traditional delivery. Very cool. Now, they have different networks that they call it zips. So the zip from each network to network, you can see it here. Pretty cool. And I think in more rural places and places where this is pretty hard and you can't get next day delivery, this will be the norm. So places like South Africa, for example, I think this will be huge for them. Now, I told you about the Amazon patent. Look at this contraption. This is crazy. So the trucks pull in, then they have these drones, they're flying into this hive. How future tech is this? This is crazy looking. And then, pack these trucks out. The trucks will unload here, fill the drones, and then off they go. And you'll have maybe 100, 200 drones operating off of these one hive. And they do call it the beehive. No, they don't. Do they name it? No. We're just going to call it the hive. Sounds cool, right? So yeah, that's delivery. Let's move into search and rescue. Thermal imaging, delivering emergency supplies to people that need it. Potentially someone's injured up a mountain and the ambulance is at the bottom of the mountain and they need to get something up quickly. Who knows? Could be something like that. I'm sure there's smarter people who have got really cool ideas on how to use this than my hour-long research. But looking at what we've looked at here, looks cool, right? Search and rescue drones, low keyword difficulty. This space is only going to grow. All of the 90 mountain rescue teams in the US. There's 18,000 police departments who may want this. 58,000 fire stations. They all buy one of these drones that cost $1,000, and then each of them have to get trained. Huge. Absolutely huge. And then see they break down what happens? Well, then you're going to get 3D parts that you're going to have to produce. So again, another big potential submarket, which is producing the parts. These lights, so this is one that like the police might use or search and rescue teams might use. So 10,000 lumen light, which is quite a lot. This is the difference. So on the left here, this is actually a picture. This is without the light on. This is it with the light on. So it goes from complete darkness to something that's very visible. If the police are looking for a crime suspect at night who's hiding in gardens, and I know they have like helicopters they fly up with thermal imaging and stuff, but like what is the cost to, like if we Google it right now, what is the cost to fly, to get a police helicopter up? Police flights cost $3,000 an hour. Crazy. Okay, so I doubt it'd be that expensive for these drones, and it'll be so much like environmentally friendly as well, so much better because, wow man, it's just so bad in these videos. I don't know what it is, it just really takes it out of you when you're talking on a video, but yeah, let's move on. Real estate, big one. All of these real estate companies, they're going to want to get the drone shot of the house. You know, you've saw it before, like it comes from outside and it flies through the front door straight through the back. Like it makes the house look so much better, and if they can hype the house up more, they'll get more, like they'll sell better, they'll get more people to come and see it, higher chance of selling it. Now one thing we haven't covered, which is going to be huge, especially for affiliates, all of the people that want these drones, they need to get insured, especially the companies that are doing things like drone delivery, where they're over like a small town with loads of homes. You know, if one of them fell out the sky, and the thing is, they won't just fall out the sky, because if it runs out of charge or battery or whatever, it would just lower itself to the ground, people would see it. But if they collided and they hit each other or hit a bird, then you know you're in trouble. Or if someone's flying, it's stupid, obviously. So yeah, you're going to want drone insurance to get new parts, drone insurance to protect the people that you are potentially putting in danger by flying it. And I feel like I've said enough already, but I get really excited doing videos like this. I get excited researching new businesses. It's something that I do for fun, just look at up and coming niches and spaces. I find this future tech stuff extremely interesting, and I'd love to continue exploring it. I have another 3 to 4 video ideas already, but if you found this interesting at all, then I would love for you to leave a comment. You know, just let me know what you thought, and you know, bear with me as well on the presentation and the speaking part. It doesn't come natural to me, so I hope you can put up with that. But yeah, like I think there's going to be so much potential in this space, and I hope I've just got you thinking a little about the sub-markets of this space alone. What I'm going to do is put a link in the description of all the keyword research that I've done so far, so if you want to download it and get a head start, then you can. And you know, explore the niche and see if there's some potential here for you. I think at some point, maybe not now, but yeah, at some point I probably will enter this space. But I don't see me doing that in the near future. Just because I've got too much going on and I have to say no to things. But yeah, if you want to chat about it, then please hit me up on Twitter. I'd love to talk about it, because I have more ideas in this space and I'm not going to use them, so I can give them away for free. Yeah, let me know what you think. I hope this was useful, and I appreciate you watching it. Please subscribe.